What's going on, guys? This is Yokum88 here. As promised, I'm making the video covering my Insanity playthrough, where I was originally gonna show you guys the ending in my series that I created previously, but somehow the last 15 minutes of gameplay didn't record. So as promised, I went ahead and just loaded up a checkpoint around the time that
Sarah's found a way to help.
it stopped recording. And here in a bit, I'm gonna go in my menu and show you guys, the gameplay difficulty that it's currently set to, that it is on Insanity. And here in a minute, I will go ahead and put up the screenshot for you right here. And as you can see, I do have the date and time of which I got the trophy. And so unfortunately I already got it, and you can see from the credentials that it is my trophy. It is on my account. From the bottom right, that is my name,
Not after done.
and that I do have platinum on this. So I have beaten it on Insanity. I just went ahead and went back, selected a checkpoint predating right before I beat the boss, so that way I can at least provide that gameplay, and you can see how I'm doing it still.
We can't let the Archon take this. Touchdown. And ahead? Already in control? A long time.
Ready, Pathfinder?
It's a gateway to everything we've been chasing. Never been more ready.
I'm with you.
The connection is ready. I can feel it. There. Meridian. The network. So close.
We need to move. Come on. Hey, brother. Get my clue.
No more mercy. Kill them all.
Alright, so here is the trees that I was using. Obviously you'd get the first three, and I usually tend to stick with the ones that increase damage, as it were. So for turbocharge, I selected the damage and the clip size, the rate of fire, and for charge I tend to stick with the power damage and the force, because the main use for charge is to get the shields back, and a lot of the times you're going to hit isolated enemies, so I stuck with doing more damage to them rather than the other effects. And the next one that I used was Incinerate, and the reason I did Incinerate was so that way I could prevent shields from regenerating, because it's Insanity. You're going to run into more shields than you're going to run into armored enemies. And even if you ran into armored enemies, the weapon selection will definitely burn down the health of those enemies. Now, the important part of this build is the regeneration after using a tech skill. So the reason that I'm using charge and then a charge biotic skill and then the incinerate tech skill is, if my shields get low, I'll charge in, get the shields back. If my health gets low because of this team support perk, I'll just use incinerate and start regenerating my health back. Now, typically speaking, you'll want to use the Explorer profile, because it'll utilize bonuses and buffs from all three skill trees rather than specializing in either biotic or tech or even combat. So the way that I try to do this is I'll use I'll try and keep clear. I'll charge it if I have to. But the Dan shotgun is typically good at almost every range except very long distance. And to make up for that, I'll use the Black Widow sniper rifle. Now with both weapons, kind of fell off there for a minute. With both weapons, what you'll typically want is the bioconverter augmentation for both weapons. There's a couple of reasons why you'll want this. First, you'll never have to do the reload animation. The bioconverter will automatically convert 5% of your health into a full clip of ammo without having to waste the reload time animation. So it'll automatically give you a full clip. So you just saw right there, I used one, it took 5% of my health and gave me a full clip before shotgun again. You'll see it again right here after I fire again.
Insignificant.
And which is awesome because I could just keep spamming the trigger button. I could just keep firing, and the Dan shotgun is so OP.
Oh no.
You know, close to mid-range, and it automatically has the plasma seeker. Now in terms of aiming with the shotgun, it's a bit hard, and you'll see that a couple of the times in this playthrough where I accidentally aim a little too far to the left or too far to the right or too far up, too far down, and it'll curve and it'll try to curve up to hit them, but it'll just fly right by them. So it's really important that you make sure you hit those shots, otherwise you're just firing for no reason and, you know, taking up the health, taking up the 5% health to regenerate your ammo. Now, one of the things that makes this build so, not necessarily unique, but so powerful, is you take a tech skill, in my case Incinerate, you cast it, it'll start the regeneration process. If you take any damage though to your health, like for example if your bioconverter happens to kick in at the wrong time, it'll stop the regeneration in its place, which kind of sucks, so you have to kind of pay attention to that. But to be honest and fair, I didn't really pay attention to it. I maybe died 4 times throughout my playthrough, and that was because I wasn't paying attention, or I accidentally killed myself by you know, making the wrong move or not regenerating my health properly. So it's a really good build for getting through this really easily. And as well as on top of the bioconverter augmentation, I typically stuck to the kinetic coils if I had enough at the time, because I was constantly upgrading my research and then recrafting the item after I broke it down to get my augmentations back. And if I had the kinetic coils, I'd put it into it. It's not necessarily the biggest deal in the world. You still do a ton of damage without having one bioconverter and then 3 kinetic coils. That was not the case with my gun at all times. So it really helped out. It really paid it forward to making progress in the storyline, and it really helped me out a ton. Now you'll see that I'm using the remnant gear. A lot of people suggested using like one of the cat armors. I believe the cat armor, for a certain reason. I took it upon myself to just go ahead and stick with what I thought looked cool on top of being more beneficial. If I remember right, it had all 3 of the health and shield benefits. It had damage resistance, it had regeneration bonuses, and it had I think it increased the shields. I don't remember at the top of my head. But it was a really fun, cool looking set of gear to play with. And I did not see any fault in using it, but I didn't really use any other gear to make comparisons to it. But I did feel comfortable with my playstyle in this gear. So just to do a quick recap, if your shields get low, you'll use the charge ability to regain your shield. If your bioconverter takes your health about, I don't know, halfway, or an enemy takes out your shields and starts taking down your health, you'll see a few times where my health was being drained, my shields were already gone, I just charge in, get the shields, either blast them with the shotgun real quick and run away, or I would go ahead and cast an incinerate and then charge and then blast them with the shotgun. So that way I'd start the regeneration process or the instant recovery right then and there, and then continue, you know, popping shots off with the shotgun.
On it.
Now the turbocharge, where that comes into play, is if I'm surrounded by enemies and I don't feel like I'm shooting fast enough, I'll pop the turbocharge, get increased rate of fire. I'll get 2 more bullets in the chamber with, or in the clip on top of the 4, so I'll have a total of 6 shots. So I can fire it faster. I have 2 more rounds than I originally do. It instantly reloads, so that's handy and saves you a 5% health decrease from the reload. And it increases your damage. So, I mean, I could have played with the Aegis shield, which I did a little bit in the beginning of this series. I could have used the you know, the tech turret, the remnant VI, or not the VI, but the remnant turret that you get from PB, the construct. I could have used that. I could have used the flamethrower, but with the incinerate, it gave me range. It gave me seeking, so it automatically sought out my targets as long as I had them highlighted. I upgraded it to the 2 projectiles, so I can hit more than 1 enemy, and it was really handy because if I took down the shield, I'd use the incinerate. It would burn them over time, preventing shield regeneration, so I wouldn't have to worry about hunting them down before they started that process up. And, you know, that was pretty much how I worked it. You know? How you're seeing me play this right now is pretty much how I played the entire storyline. And I did it all within 2 days. I did the first clip of this series in 1 day, and then I completely finished off the game the next day, and then I came back to this video about a week or so afterward, because at that point I was just burnt out. I was burning through it really quick, and I just wasn't prepared to go back through the entire storyline again.
Keep it up. Relays ahead.
So I'm gonna go ahead and let this video play out. I'll catch you all later. Let me know in the comments down below what you felt you thought was comfortable for you during your Insanity playthrough, or if this video helped you out at all. Let me know what you guys think, and I will talk to you in the next video. Later.
Every colonist, every world you set foot.
Doors down.
Your initiative will be ash, and it will be your fault. You made it necessary. Your defiance earned this. Your people will beg, and there will be no mercy. I will end this in fire and blood.
I got it.
Sarah, are you okay?
You need to hurry, Pathfinder. We're all straining.
Keep it up. Relays ahead.
It will be like Mania never existed.
way! No stopping!
You earned this. Every life lost is on you.
I'm in range! Expose the relay!
I'm trying.
We've almost got him! Don't give up!
Not yet. Hold there.
You think you are special? We have exalted countless
Bringing everything to this
species.
fight.
Got it exposed. Lock it down. Interface now.
Relay down!
This
Tell me how to
is
bring it
not
all
the
home!
end. I have the network.
Just...
Sarah! Sarah!
We are out of time, Pathfinder. Hurry.
Nav's ahead. Take them all out.